Alrighty guys, so I just got back from seeing the new Fantastic Four movie, and I'm very mixed about it. I actually really liked the last Marvel movie that they made, which was Thunderbolts. I absolutely loved it. Fantastic characters in the movie. The writing wasn't the best, but it had some really great moments, and the villain was very unexpected, and I liked it a lot. So I went in this movie pretty hopeful, not with like super high expectations, because I feel like we're still on kind of a redeeming arc for Marvel for the most part. And I don't want to say that this was necessarily a bad movie by any stretch of the imagination, but it wasn't exactly a great movie. Let's start with the things that I really liked in the film. And again, all this will be as spoiler free as I can keep it, and maybe towards the very end I'll cut off towards spoilers. So I absolutely loved the casting for the movie. The characters in it were really good. I was not really a huge fan of, like, I feel like they needed some more camaraderie moments in terms of like the typical Marvel back and forth. We definitely needed a lot more of that. This movie felt pretty lacking for that aspect. And I don't know if that's because James Gunn now works for DC, but you definitely got a lot more of that Marvel back and forth feeling in the new Superman movie, which I really liked a lot. But this one definitely lacked a little bit of, it felt like it lacked a little bit of heart. With that being said, the individual characters played their roles really well. I really liked their personalities and how they acted, and the moments that they did have were really good. I absolutely loved the atmosphere and the technology and the world building in the film. I absolutely loved that aspect. So kind of like the Fallout-esque like aesthetic, I guess you could say. The music was really good, and the visual effects were actually really good. I was very surprised about that. I think that was one of the best aspects of the film. I really liked the design of Galactus. Like, that was really cool. He was very foreboding. The situation that planet Earth was in and the superheroes were in felt very like scary and real. The new Silver Surfer in this movie was one of the best ones, hands down, that we've seen on screen. I was really excited about that. The way that they portrayed her in this film felt like she was a much more powerful being, and I liked that a lot. And the moments that she was in the film I felt were probably the most exciting, surprisingly. But overall, as in terms of the film, I felt this was one of the most safe Marvel movies I've ever seen. Now, what do I mean by that? I just feel like not a whole lot happened, even though the threat was very major. It was like one of the least action-packed superhero movies I've seen in a long time. And everyone kind of felt just very safe. In terms of like the main characters. There were a lot of like bits and pieces that happened in the film that I won't go into until the very end that just kind of felt silly. The theater that I was in was very quiet like the whole time. No one was really laughing. And I don't know. Usually people who see movies on opening nights tend to be a little bit more enthusiastic about like Marvel movies. So the lack of sound coming from my theater was a little weird. And I think I felt pretty much the same way for the most part. Again, it wasn't a bad movie at all. I just think that the little things that were happening and the things that kind of connected to the overall plot were just kind of silly, and it just kind of took away from the believability a little bit. Some of the overarching resolutions for the film felt weird and silly. There were a couple moments towards the end that I was sitting there and it was supposed to be like a very serious moment, but there were people in my theater laughing. I think that when this movie kind of releases into wide release and people see it, and I think those moments will become very apparent. And it feels like not a whole lot happened in the film. They covered over a lot of time in the film, but they didn't really achieve a whole lot within that time, it feels like, even though they definitely were setting up for next Avengers movie, that is for damn sure. So yeah, this was probably one of the safest Marvel movies I've seen in a while. It felt to me like a very much like a 6 out of 10. Again, it wasn't bad. I think when this movie is kind of said and done, I think it'll shape out to be the best Fantastic Four movie, which isn't saying a whole lot. And it will, I think most people will find it pretty good. But I ultimately think that most people will be pretty about it, and that's kind of what you don't want to be in film. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching the video. I really do. Thank you so much for checking it out. If you plan on seeing the movie, let me know in the comments, or if you've already seen the movie, let me know what you thought about it. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you want to see more. So thank you so much again, guys. Take it easy now. Bye-bye.